Just want to let you know that we're also on brighteon.com. You can find our channel there. This is the summer that we left Canada, and it started out by us booking their airline tickets with Avianca and having a tornado warning at the same time while trying to book the tickets for the cats. We found an Airbnb to stay in Zaragoza. It looked like it had a lot of space and a big backyard. My son Willem also learned how to barbecue this summer, and he made lots of hamburgers during our last few days in Canada.
Next is Lawrence. He's going to really love this moment. Lawrence came into my class around Christmas. As everybody knows, we had a shuffle of classrooms, and so Lawrence has not been with me the full 2 years, just the last several months, and of course makes me smile and burst out laughing every day, usually due to some inappropriate thing that has been mentioned or whatever, but he does provide a constant source of humor for us all. Lawrence, I really want to recognize you today for your resilience. He does have a lot of grit in him. He has demonstrated that grit in the face of adversity, and he has shown every day that he can bounce back. And Lawrence, this is a very important skill, because that grit that you have, that resiliency that you have, that we all have inside of us, that's what will carry you through life, Lawrence. So come on up and get this certificate and smile from on down.
I'm glad Lawrence's teacher commented on his resiliency, because this really has been a summer of complete change for us in moving countries. I started out by retiring from my job on June 28th, and we had a nice retirement party on my last day of work, and my family was all there, and my boss and my team came out to celebrate, and we had a really good meal and got to see some old friends I hadn't seen for a while. Then we went off to summer camp at Silver Lake Wesleyan Camp, where the kids got to have a whole week long of activities and fun games to play, and we had a really good time in general.
You might be right, maybe wrong. What do you think it is? Is it a hat? No! Is she close? Yes! You're very close with the hat. So it's not a hat, but you had it on your head. What could it be? A hint? Are you guys doing that? That didn't work at all. Anybody, you want a hint? Alright. This item protects your head from getting hit by stuff. Oh, what is it? Helmet, did you get it right? Alright, there we go. All this I'm dreaming, I got a reason to praise. Oh, my soul. Praise, oh, my soul.
We had a great time at family camp, and we played some games like bananagrams with really big pieces of plywood. Not everything this summer was good. They tried to assassinate President Trump, and Toronto had some serious flooding this summer. We also had 3 kitties, and we had to rehome them before we left because we couldn't take them with us to El Salvador. And of course, Lawrence turned 14 there, and we had a little birthday celebration for him. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lawrence. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Okay.
Okay, blow out the candles. What you wish for?
A better life.
A better life. Okay, well, we'll work on that. So here we are packing. Things we can take, things we can't take, like paint. And all my craft stuff. I got a whole box there just of kids' craft stuff. All our old photographs. I'm trying to take them all out of the albums and then store them, you know, somewhere decent, I guess. And still got all my books and that kind of stuff. This was my yarn at the bottom. We did empty that, but I got to do the yarn at the top. And all the boxes and all the stuff from my knitting machine. And my knitting machine over there. And into my sewing room over here. Oh my. so much to do when you try to pack up and leave a country. So just yeah, another album. So just trying to get it all sorted out and get everything packed up. So we put our harnesses on our kitty cats so that they can get used to being harnessed while we're on the plane. They walk really funny with them on now. Oh, Grebo, you're funny. Oh. As he hops away. We also have a new family favorite game called Plunder. I bought a bunch of games for our trip, and this is our favorite. You see the smoke moving around there? I had all the hamburger in here. It was so cold. And I just put hot water down the drain. And the whole sink itself is like really cold to touch. And it's all steamy. Otherwise, if that's not the case, then the plumbing's on fire. Hot water. Look at that. Crazy. I have a diffuser going here too, but that's not it. That's going kind of up. This is coming right out of the drain. Hot water. Look at this. How cold the drain is and it's doing that. Wild. I was defrosting all the hamburger for our going away party, and Lawrence had both of his teachers come by to say goodbye. So here we are, less than 2 weeks away. Packing. Filling up boxes, labeling everything, weighing everything on the scale. Everything has a very itemized list. I picked up some boxes today. My china cabinet is almost empty. I got a few things in the bottom there, a few things at the top there. Like everything in the house is everywhere. Still got a ton of liquor that we actually can't do anything with. Somebody's gonna have a big drunk when we're gone. I'm not taking everything. Like on the fireplace, I'm gonna take my 2 sea glass ornaments, pictures of those 2 frames, and maybe that crystal vase. So there's things I'm leaving behind. I'm not actually taking everything. But yeah, our house is a clear disaster at the moment. Oh my, and yeah, we did the Christmas decorations today, but this garland had gotten forgotten on my bedroom window, so I need to take it apart because I'm not keeping all the red and the old decorations. I'm just keeping the garland, and I need to put it in that tote. And it'll go with the other ones that are in the kitchen right now. The rest are in the car, waiting for the next load to go to the warehouse tomorrow. Some of our Lego, some last bits of Lego coming down. We have freeze-dried food down in these 3 totes. And yeah, just some things we're not taking and some things we are taking. And I still got to do, I want to keep my antique mason jars here and on my spice rack. I got to get my plates down from the wall. I want my cast iron and my glass bowls and stuff. So we're not taking everything, but we are taking some things. So lots of work left to go. Actually, I got a little too zealous with the calendar. It's actually only the 7th today. I crossed off the 8th. But yeah, it's very close to moving day. Lawrence is learning how to chop vegetables.
Yeah.
What?
Yep, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Willem did the one over there.
Lengthwise.
Now Lawrence is learning how to do this one. In the middle of our journey of leaving and packing and using up our food, we're making some pasta for dinner, which should last us a while. Packing boxes, taking things out of storage, and then just dealing with sorting stuff out. That's what my husband started using these drawers for, to sort through some tools as he was emptying stuff out. A few more over there. This is like Grand Central Sorting Station. Picking Lego. We got so much Lego. We got so much Lego everywhere. And yeah, he was sorting through cables and old electronics we may have had things for way back when. And yeah. Packing materials, paper, boxes that are not quite all full yet. We need to finish packing these ones. I try to put similar items in, so you know, some had kitchen stuff, some had kids stuff. Some just got chucked over there when we were having our party last week. We got stacks of boxes. We got some boxes made, ready to go. Boxes everywhere. Got some empty totes now. My husband cleaned up some tools, so we have 10 empty totes to put some of his tools in. It's not fun, but it's a process that it's going. It's a rainy day today. And I haven't even touched certain things like this desk hasn't even been touched yet because it's kind of packed behind this chair that's full of tools and stuff right now. And yeah, our house doesn't normally look this bad. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's not usually this bad. It's a process. I also went through my pantry and bagged up all the things in my Tupperware, and I donated that to our local community.
Yep.
This is our little town. Gonna be leaving very soon. We have 12 more days left, and this is Smith Falls, Ontario. Cute little town. Lots of new construction. This A&W and Issa were brand new. There's a new development back there with the Starbucks and a bunch of other things that's all also new. It's an up-and-coming town. A lot of new houses.
There's a Dairy Queen.
There's a Dairy Queen. I know. My son, well, I love Dairy Queen, but you know what? We have to save that sweet treat to the end, honey. Let's not lose sight of the prize. We're just coming back from putting our items in the warehouse. Right now our van is not working properly. Needs some work done to it. The radiator or something happened with it. So we're just doing everything in the car. We did 3 loads today. We're trying to fill a 40-foot shipping container. And it's a slow moving process when you have to do it by carload. And we just kind of moved everything now we've already had packed. So the one good thing about having this warehouse that was just freely given to us, which was awesome by a local company, and the owner is Terry Wills, was that now we have a space to put all of our stuff instead of trying to cram it into the house and live around all the boxes. So some people ask why we're moving to El Salvador and leaving our pretty little town of Smith Falls. And really there's a lot of reasons, but what our goal is to do in El Salvador, now that I'm retired, is to set up another business like we have, either hotel, motel, restaurant, cafe, bar, something like that. We had to list a whole bunch of things we would like to do, and we applied to have a business. And if you didn't list what you think you might do and you change your mind, add something later, well, then you're going to start the process over again. And it takes 90 days. So last year when we went to El Salvador in 2023, we started the process of having a business. And then I had asked about adopting again because, most Lawrence is adopted, and we thought maybe we'd adopt again to add to our family. And then somebody had said, why don't you just start an orphanage? And we thought, wow, that's not been on our mind at all. And so when we left El Salvador last year, we thought we were going to be starting an orphanage. And then we got to visit an orphanage there, and we found out that none of the kids there get adopted. So it was really on our hearts to help the kids. And then I found out about the House of Life Mama and Baby Center through Me Casa Kids International. I actually found it through another YouTuber who was mentioning helping out there. So I contacted the owner or the founder, I guess. So what the House of Life Mom and Baby Center is a home for girls ages 9 to 17 who are pregnant. And you might be thinking, how could a 9-year-old even be pregnant? But the statistics in El Salvador from just January to June in 2023 were that 156 girls ages 10 to 11 were pregnant. And they are abandoned and abused. And as you can imagine, these are not 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds going out being promiscuous with their 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old boyfriends, right? This is child sex trafficking. This is abuse. So we wanted to, find a way to help these girls out in Bob's program. And in Bob's program, originally I think they were supposed to stay for about 12 or maybe 18 months. It's a new program. It just started in December 2023. So what we thought we could do was if we have a profitable business, so we don't have to rely on donations, because that's one of the things about the orphanages here. There's no government funding except maybe for the one main orphanage, but the rest are all sort of privately funded by donations, and most of us know hard times are coming, and it may be hard to get money, and I don't want to have to turn someone away. So we thought, we have a business here in Canada, why don't we have a business there? It can make money. And how things work in El Salvador with the education system, as the kids are teenagers and learning specialties, they can go and get these diplomas, like there's a Bitcoin diploma, for example. So we thought we can kind of help the girls out, maybe take them in, keep up their education, because that's what Bob was working on too, getting their education, their physical and spiritual needs all met. And so we'll help them with their education to finish off wherever they are at. And then once they, are kind of the age to then be kind of working, we would have this apprenticeship program. And right now in Bob's House of Life, they have like a cosmetology course they were doing. So a cosmetologist came in and gave them some training material, and they were learning how to do hair and nails. And then there was a cook coming in helping them with their culinary skills. And I mean, all these are good life skills as well as potential, career skills. So if we can help them in our industry, which will be something with hospitality, and help them kind of work their way through. Maybe we have a restaurant, they work their way all through the restaurant program. Maybe we do have a hotel or motel, so there's, the front desk, there's the housekeeping, there's the groundskeeping, there's, stocking and all the stuff you need to do, basically, like accounting even for the business. Anything you can do to basically get skills to be an entrepreneur, because in El Salvador, there's so many people who are so industrious and starting their own businesses and trying to make money sort of any way they can. They're not out on the streets with their hands out looking for money. They're out on the streets trying to sell you something so they can have a living wage from, the work that they are doing. So, I feel like the people here are so industrious and so hardworking. And if we can help these girls get a little bit of more of an advantage, maybe with some specialty training. I know there is a big hotel chain that actually has an internship program, so maybe we'll just kind of go visit them and have a, piggyback on their program kind of idea and kind of borrow from what they're doing. But at the same time, these girls also have babies, right? So I was hoping to have a childcare program set up for their kids as well. And some of these girls, of course, come into the orphanage with their own special needs because if they've been abused or abandoned, maybe malnourished, maybe the babies, were very far along in the womb without proper nutrition or medical care when the girls arrived at the House of Life. So there's all kinds of different things. So I have a friend who's a ECE teacher in Canada, and she has a lot of specialty training with kids with special needs, and she works at a Montessori school now. So I'm really hoping that she will come and join us in El Salvador and be part of our adventure. I think that'd be so amazing, and we could help these girls out, and kind of whenever they're ready to go on their own, then they have this great big resume filled with skills, and even to teach some English and computer science courses, because that's sort of our background. And we actually brought like 2,700 books or something like that in our shipping container, and of course they're all English, so we want to be able to teach the girls English because there's a lot of call center jobs here that make pretty good money, and if you have the English background and some computer science skills, you could have a career in that as well. We wanted to kind of give them the advantage of something better than sort of the minimum wage jobs that they could get in the future, but maybe a really good head start in their life, because they kind of started out pretty rocky there at the beginning and in a really bad situation. So we wanted to give them some sort of advantage and let them know that they are valued, and these are girls who deserve better in life, and want to give them that. So that was our plan was for El Salvador, and that is one of the reasons why we're going to help these girls. But really the main reason we're going is to help our own children. And the things going on in Canada right now are not good for kids, and it's hard to raise kids in a country that's so corrupted by the wokeness and politics that just don't align with our Christian values. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Canada does not align with Christian values, and we need a country that does, and El Salvador is that country. Every time President Bukele gets up and talks on stage, he thanks God for what has happened with their country, and thanks God for all that God is doing for the Salvadoran people. So I think that's, a great leader, to have a leader who believes that there is God, who believes that God is helping and working through them as a leader. I mean, Justin Trudeau certainly does not have God on his side. If anything, he has the devil and the evil corruption, that all the scandals he's been involved in and the stuff he's done. It's just beyond. I can't stay in Canada any longer. That's one of the reasons why we have to leave. We just can't raise our kids here, and it's too expensive to live in Canada. And the laws that they're passing with these hate speech bills, and pretty soon they'll be coming to and arrest you for tweeting something that somebody got offended by. Like, that's just crazy. We can't live in a country like that. That's not safe for our kids. Yeah, at least 2 every day. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows now, starting the 6th, and then we're about 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. Yeah. Oh, did they bring these pallets over to put the stuff on? I don't even know. It's like that top palet's about 3 feet wide, right? They're normally like 4 by 4-ish. So we asked people at church if they could help us move the last bits of our stuff after church on Sunday, the 18th, down to T-minus 2 days before leaving, and we were supposed to pallet everything from 3 to 5. So I was asking if people could come help us move the last big items like those TVs and the freeze dryer from 1 to 3, and then from 3 to 5 we were going to the warehouse to do the palleting. And we had 4 families, sent the husbands out, and one family was the family of the husband and wife, and they helped us finish packing stuff up and getting all those big things out there because the van was not working most of the week, and at the end the battery was not being charged by the alternator, so we actually had to just plug it in every day and take one load with it. So this is what happens when you have a lot of help. You have a lot of people willing to come and spend their time with us. It's awesome. It's more like a game of Tetris, if you ask me. And then once you get it all palleted, then you have to have it all wrapped up with this saran wrap. So it turns out we didn't need a 40-foot shipping container in the end, but we didn't know this until we actually got stuff on pallets. At the end of Sunday, we had 8.5 pallets done up, so we can fit 10 in a 20-foot shipping container. So we had half of another pallet to do and a full other pallet. So we spent all day Monday packing what was left, bringing it to the warehouse. We were there. We actually asked them to keep it open a little later for us because we were really pressed for time, and we're trying to pack up that last 1.5 pallets, and that was going to be it. Or, sort of how we thought it was going to be, but we had some friends bring a few more things out there that we realized we forgot after we left the country, and we have awesome friends who were able to do that for us, and we're so, so very grateful. So here it is. My husband went home to get a couple more items that we'd forgotten or had sort of half wrapped and weren't sure if they're going to fit, but we have, we got a little space here. We have a sound bar we want to bring, which is interesting because I actually have the remote control for it and the cord for it. I was like, well, we kind of need to bring it now, don't we? So this is pallet number 9. And we have my husband's tools. And we have my tools, which is my 1930 sewing machine. I've hardly even got a chance to use it. And I got the stool for it. Underneath, it's my 1950s one that was gifted to me by my biological father. So I kind of want to bring that with me. And of course, we got my craft supplies. The bag is filled with fabric, and got many totes of fabric too. And we got some Lego in the big white bucket. That's Lego there, and we have another one up top there, another Lego bucket. We did tape the lid. We hope when we saran wrap this together, it doesn't open up. That'll make an awful mess. I got a bag of baby clothes and doll clothes together there, and then some of our other pallets look a little bit like this, mostly boxes in the bottom. These IKEA totes we have are very sturdy. They actually did really well at the bottom. Where these roughneck Rubbermaid style ones, they did not. Even you can see this one here is somewhat buckling in the corner. So they're not as sturdy. So we have a lot of fragile stuff above, which is probably the dishes. So they're probably not super heavy. They're just fragile. There's the 2 TVs in the middle there. These are the TV boxes you can get. Got those from somebody that was selling them for $20 a box. Pricey boxes. And then, like I said, these totes here are not good. So what we had to do here is we put a piece of wood there to keep them from crushing in this corner. And then it's all saran wrapped in so that one doesn't fall over. So 7:30, August 20th, our friends came to take us to the airport. And here we are on the plane, all smiling faces now, finally a moment to relax. Here we are on the plane. A long, stressful day. I think it started 48 hours ago. So here we are. We're about to take off. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Terrified? Exhausted?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those things. Yeah. Papa and Papa and Lawrence. Okay. And you're hatless, I know.
De Avianca, operado esta tarde por Avianca, Costa Rica, se les informa que el compartimiento superior.
What did King Cats think? Here we are in El Salvador, starting our new lives. Our kids, cats, two are there. One's here.
Yeah, one's here.
Pretty chill, just taking it easy. And there's our new president and his wife. Some people ask me, why did you want to leave Canada to come to El Salvador? I think this graphic pretty much sums it up.
Don't forget to hit the like button.